Hello, I am Uthberg, and this is my one of my little RP dungeons I've made on a server that I have where I've been making a lot of lore and a ton of mini games and whatnot. And I'm kind of just going to talk about one of the dungeons that are associated with this server. This here is one of the, this is the main area that the Soul Tormentor resides in. And in this swamp here, you can see all these jack-o'-lanterns and these fires and all these creepy little ghoul things. These are tormented souls, these creatures. And there's other creatures that are made by Hoager that help protect this area and help enforce it and whatnot, like the Dark Archers and whatnot. But there's different kinds of creatures and whatnot. And what this place is it's a dark and vile place. It is evil. This is something that rivals the terror and like maliciousness that is within Hoager. Like this is the worst of Hoager's creations. This is everything he can. This is the best / worst he can do. And these trees play a critical role as part of this system of how he creates these creatures. Or I guess not really Hoager creates them. Technically, they are created by the Soul Tormentor. So why Hoager created the Soul Tormentor? This place is created solely by the Soul Tormentor. This is indirectly created by Hoager because Hoager created the Soul Tormentor, but the Soul Tormentor made this. And what this place is his home. And what he does is he grew these trees and infused them with his own powers. And whenever Hoager's creatures, or even the Soul Tormentor's own creatures, which would be tormented souls, whenever he sends them out on raids, or Hoager sends his creatures out on raids, they will bring back slaves from their raids and bring them here. And they will then take these slaves and they will be sacrificed specifically under these trees. And whenever a being is killed near one of these trees, when the soul leaves the body, it gets captured by this tree. And the soul immediately goes into one of these fruits. So these are the soul fruits, because there's a soul in there. And you see that the jack-o'-lanterns are lit. That's kind of why they're lit. There's a soul in there. But the reason it's lit is while they're in here, they are basically in another realm. The Soul Tormentor's realm. And you can kind of see where this is going. The Soul Tormentor will actually torture the souls in these fruits. The soul is in there, and it is lit because they are burning. With just endlessly burning. And the point of this torture isn't just to inflict pain. I mean, yes, like the Soul Tormentor gets great pleasure out of torturing these beings, but the reason he does this is to basically he tries to break their will, and breaking their will in a particular way. He's trying to break their will and make them join the cause of taking over the world and destroying Ashim. Ashim, the brother of Hoager, one of the world creators, but that's a whole other story. But their goal is, so they will try to be enlisted into Hoager's army / the Tormentor's army, and their goal is to destroy all of Ashim's creations and to also destroy Ashim himself. And whenever their will is broken, like when they finally say, okay, I'll help you kill even my own family, to whatever it takes to make this pain stop, because this will last forever until their will is broken. So some of these souls have been here for hundreds of years, resisting the urge to stop the pain. And some of these souls have been here for only a couple of days, and maybe soon they'll falter. Who knows? But once their will is broken, the light will go out in the jack-o'-lantern. The fire will stop, and it'll drop to the ground as just one of these heads, waiting for its command. And they will take this head, and they will usually attach it to the person who is sacrificed beneath the tree. And they will create one of these guys. tormented soul. And those who have the greatest will, the ones who resist the longest, the soul tormentor loves to observe those ones specifically, the ones who have lasted the longest, which is a relative term. Like someone who breaks in one day does not interest him. Someone who resists for 50, 60, 80, 100 years, he wants to see them break. And when he does, he endows them with extra power, more than what the little guys get. He's only 10 health and whatnot. But these guys, they get specialized weapons, increased power, and they are problematic. They are very powerful, and he sends them on special missions that are the most... He likes to use them specifically for the ones that hurt them the most emotionally. He will intentionally send them on ones that make them kill, like, the culture at which they were taken from in the first place. Things like that. Or he'll use them for, like, espionage, or, like the most important things he'll use them for. And that's kind of where these guys come in. Now, you may think, why don't they just go back to the tree? Well, sometimes, or not back to the tree, I said that wrong, but why don't they just simply just go with their free will and run away? Well, at any moment, the soul tormentor can simply reignite the fruit and put it back on the tree, and then they're back in the torment forever. Some of them do that exact thing. They'll go and execute their free will, and then they go back in the fruit immediately. Because the soul tormentor literally controls their head. Like, he controls the jack-o'-lanterns themselves. I mean, whenever you're fighting the soul tormentor, he basically shoots jack-o'-lantern missiles at you. Like, he's using burning souls when he's fighting you. He'll launch them at you. I can maybe show you that. Let me get some gear so I don't die just literally immediately. This is kind of a higher tier dungeon, so I would just try and live long enough to kind of show you what he does. Game mode survival. There we go. Why is he not aggroing? Am I in the wrong faction? Have I not fixed that? I may be on his faction currently. Let me global player data, etheric faction data. Wait, no, he should be killing me. What's happening here? Can I hurt him? They're not frozen. Advanced factions. He's on team 2. Global. What team am I on? Player data. Etheric. Oh, I'm on team 2. That's why. Okay. Let me fix this real quick, and then I can kind of show you him. Creative. Okay. Let's get to a safe spot for a moment, because I have to do this in a weird way. Because of my other mini games, they're all like faction based with how they work. Let's see here. 13. Okay, here we go. We're getting team 1 select. Okay, let me just kill him. Kill him. Okay, I should be on the correct team now. Now I can show you what this guy actually does to you. Up, survival. There we go. So he hits you. These guys breathe fire. I was hoping to get out of his aggro range so that you could see the fireballs he shoots. Oh, there they were. But there's a lot of creatures right now. Let me get like a golden apple so I don't burn. And I can regenerate some health. Let me just grab like a stack of these. Get to a safe spot for a moment, because I do want to show you the fireballs. It's just kind of cool. I mean, all these creatures are custom made, so it's just kind of cool to show them off. T, up, creative. Now let's go over. Okay, let's make sure I'm actually far enough away for him to use his fireball. T, up. Survival. There we go. Shoot. There they are. See? But yeah, this purple thing here. Now I can talk more about the lore. This purple thing here. This is an Arbisk portal. These are portals created by another creature that's created by Hoager. His name is Arvisk. He's one of the generals that he created. And his role is basically creating portal gems and scattering them around the world. And he can then open those portals whenever he wants to release Hoager's spawn, like the Trogs and the Ghouls and the Crypt Crawlers and whatnot. They come out of these portals and they raid and take slaves and kill people and destroy settlements, things like that. So yeah, that's kind of the lore behind the Soul Tormentor. It's a creature created by Hoager to create, well, more soldiers, really, because Hoager doesn't want to spend all of his time creating creatures. He also wants to spend it planning and creating new creatures. So if this guy is here basically creating an army, then Hoager can focus his efforts on creating bigger, more important things. So that's kind of the role of the Soul Tormentor. And yeah, he does it in probably the worst way a person could possibly go about doing that. Or I say a person, a being would be more accurate. But yeah, this is kind of what it looks like on the map, in case you're curious. And there are other dungeons, like there's one over here, that's a Dahar Fort, and you will get lore about that later. This is one of the dark forts that Hoager has created. This is Ghoul Island here. This is actually a survival section that me and my friend play on. This is just an island that we live and farm and just do random stuff on. Over here is Wahiti. This is one of the very few human settlements. You'll learn a lot more about them. Humans are... There's a lot going on there. Over here is the Great Forest of the East. There's a lot of fun lore about that. And then all the way... Where's that? Up here is the one of the Dahar capitals. You'll learn more about them as well. But that's this area here. That was a lot of fun to make. That's pretty. Here is an entrance into one of Hoager's labyrinths. So this looks small, but once you get into it, it explodes in size underground. There's all sorts of ways to go and whatnot. But and over here there's a little thing here too. There's not a whole lot of lore attached to that. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with the beings I've created here. They were more like a thought experiment, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, there's a lot of lore put in this world. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you thought it was interesting, or if you want to hear more about some of the lore that I've written. This was kind of ad-libbed. There is more specific lore that, like, I have stuff written out that is way more detailed and like much more elaborately like described. And this was kind of like, as you know, like ad-libbed. Like I just kind of like went on the fly based off of my memory and just kind of nonchalantly talking about it. But if you want, if anyone even watches this video, and anyone comments if they want it or not, I could actually read the stuff while I fly around and like kind of show the dungeon, and just kind of as I'm talking about it, just kind of fly around showcasing it. So yeah, this is one of my favorite dungeons. It's really fun because these little guys just kind of stand there waiting in some of the pumpkin patches. So when you're coming through here, sometimes you'll get like kind of jump scared by them or whatever. Like you don't necessarily see them all the time, and they run really fast. They come out and they only aggro on you if you're within like 3 blocks of them or something like that. So like you'll be walking along and then all of a sudden the thing will rush around a corner and come at you. So it was kind of fun to make that mechanic. It's doing this has generally been a lot of fun for me. It's been kind of cool to kind of see like basically how to game develop in a way. It's been a lot of fun. So there's a couple, there's like 3, there's a patch there, there's a patch there, and there's a patch all the way down there. Within these dungeons, there is just kind of like so there's like a weird glitch in the server. Adventure mode doesn't stop people from being able to break things. It's really weird. So basically there's just kind of like a rule on the server of like, just don't break the shit, because that's not how they're meant to be played. You're meant to just, like any other dungeon crawler kind of game, you're supposed to actually go through the level the way it's intended for you to go through. You can enter the dungeon any way you want. You can enter from down there, you can enter from the backside, there, like wherever you want to come in from, you can do that. I don't really care. The point of the world is for exploration and whatnot. So it's encouraged for you to enter from whatever point you want. So But it's definitely to your best interest to try and find all the treasure chests and whatnot, because like there's one here, but they have like special loot and whatnot that can benefit you. So you want to explore the whole dungeons and whatnot. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you think.